Wednesdays here on the program, we like to put the spotlight on the farm women's group Common Ground. Common Ground is a group of farm women who want to be a resource for consumers who want to know more about how their food is grown. In this segment, we hear from Common Ground volunteer Anita Keys to better understand the terms sustainable and resilient agriculture.
Well, today we are learning more about sustainable or resilient agriculture. Joining me now with more is Anita Keys. Anita, what's going on today?
Okay, and both of those terms are a little confusing, and I had trouble keeping them straight. So that's my goal today, is that we'll know the difference between sustainability and resilience in agriculture. Okay, and so both of those deal with long-term food security. Now, sustainability is more preserving natural resources. This is things like the NRD does, whether it be soil health, water management, cover crops, no-till, some words that you maybe have heard, with a focus more on the future, like will the next generation be able to make a living on the farm or the ranch? Then resilience, which is a little newer term, that's more if we can maintain or recover ag production in times of uncertainty, whether that be a fire or weather issues. We've had floods, we've had droughts. Anyway, so resilience, I have kind of three parts to that. There's the environment, the social community part, and then the economic. Okay, so environment, that includes like drought and insect resistant varieties of crops, different grazing systems being more efficient, nutrients for our cattle. We fertilize our meadows now. They do soil samples and then they GPS where they put the fertilizer. And so consequently, we are getting more produced if it rains. Being proactive, like right now, Carrie has bought hay already because he knows we're not gonna be able to put our cattle out to pasture as soon as normal because we don't have green grass out there yet. So that's the environment. Social or community, and this is more the personal part of it. So this is the farmers and ranchers, you know, the stress, adapting to change, all those sorts of things, their physical and mental health. And this is a real deal, you know. I'm also gonna talk a little bit about human capital. That's like even entrepreneurship. An Angler Entrepreneur program that they have at UNL is producing all these young people with ideas of different ways that they can keep their hometown communities viable. Shopping local is important. And then promoting ag literacy. And this is something I've done, whether it's through a blog, through this sort of a program with Common Ground, then economic. So this is the aspect, okay, where generating off-farm income might be important, and a lot of times one or more of the family work off farm. Diversity, for example, last year we rented a pivot so that we could raise other forages just to expand the hay crop that we had. So these are some economic resilient things that we tried. Various water sources, and I've talked about this before, the pipeline, the windmill. So you've got different avenues depending, you know, if the electricity is off, those sorts of things. So sustainability is more preserving our natural resources with a focus on the future, whereas resilience is surviving and thriving in changing circumstances.
Thank you, Anita, for telling us about that. I've often wondered about those terminologies or, those terms. And you are coming back with a recipe to share.
Yes, we're going to do an example of a beef brisket.
Sounds good. Okay, we'll see you in a few minutes.